Hello, alrighty. Well, g'day to any one person that could potentially be watching this.
Alright. Hello and welcome to ORL Div 2 round number 8 here, round number 7 here around Monza. We have 18 drivers on the grid today and I'm joined by AMS Toto in the comms box. Do you want to say hello, Toto?
Hello there. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, so
I hope you're ready for at least 10 DNFs in this Grand Prix.
Oh god, I hope not.
And I don't think I'll be wrong.
Oh god. Okay, bye. We have I'm a noob here once again, but he's potentially moving up after Monza. And then we have Mr. Sparks in the Williams. Rapid Mickey also here on the grid. So the usual competitors like Vipermon will have a challenge here today. We have a very, very competitive grid lined up. So it should be very, very exciting times today.
Who's your prediction for pole?
I think I'm a noob is... no-brainer, honestly.
I'm gonna say that he's gonna have a god lap, then he's gonna bin it, and then
Still get pole.
No, I'm gonna say Mickey will get pole. No, I'm gonna go for Mickey on pole. Oh, what is Vipermon? No, I'm sticking with Mickey.
I mean, with all the straight lines around here, I'm a noob could probably get pole on the hards.
Fair enough. That is true. I don't think that's going to be an impossible thing for him to try and do, but who's going to be the first? Who's the first one, or is everyone? Who's that Alpha Romeo? It's Frogman.
Yeah. So I'll let you take away the first flying lap of qualifying here.
Alrighty, sure. So coming out Parabolica, you want to get a really good run. You want to rush as wide as you can, carry all the speed down the main straight. You'll probably be hitting about, let's see what speed he hits, 348, 349 Ks, incredible. Want to break about the 100-meter board, maybe a bit earlier. He clips the sausage curb, not ideal. And you want to plant that throttle all the way down through the Curva Grande, down to the second chicane. Now this chicane is a very big pain, because this curb will sometimes, it won't have any effect, sometimes it will. You see what he does for him. Takes in fourth gear. Very clean. Oh, nearly went on the grass, but that should be fine. See how he does here. Got to that apex nicely. Oh, that was a bit of a snap, but it's okay. Sixth gear through Lesmo 2. And now all the way down towards the Ascara chicane. You're going to approach here, I'd say probably at about 345, 344. It's a 54-1 in the middle sector, so... Oh, I just realised. Yeah, he's invalidated.
Yep.
Oh.
So I'll go to Mr. Sparks here as he's going through the second
Mr.
Lesmo.
Sparks.
And he opens up the DRS for the run to a sky. Hopefully he doesn't invalidate like Frogman did. And he can complete the lap here. He's another person who could be in contention for pole here. And he runs to Ascari. He doesn't use all of that track on the right-hand side. You saw the car kind of get an understeer slide mid-corner as Kizzy sets provisional pole with a 1 minute 20.9. That'll be beaten. And then braking at 50 meters for Parabolica. Turn in. He runs out a little bit wide. There's an Aston who spun. There's yellow flags from an Alpine that spun. And to the line, what's it going to be for Mr. Sparks? He does a 1 minute 20.1, beating Vipermon to provisional pole.
Well, Williams 1-2. Now that is something that I do not think we're going to be seeing IRL for a very, very long time.
Yeah, for sure. Here's I'm a noob going through the first chicane now on the throttle very quickly, short shifting up the gears, down to 80% battery already. It's a battery burner here at Monza. There's so many slow to high speed exits that the battery just chews up, and with all the straights, the battery's constantly burning, braking into the second chicane, using all of that curb. It doesn't throw the car out wide at all. He's taken it absolutely perfectly. He's on his PlayStation again for the second week in a row, staying clear of his PC. It seems, and braking into the second Lesmo, taps the apex, picks up the throttle, up to 7th, now opening up the DRS. What speed's he going to VMAX at? It's going to be it looks like 345, yeah, 345, braking hard, 5th gear, and then to the right, back to the left, Don't get oversteer, uses all the track, basically just on the white line. You don't want to go all the way to it, though, because this game is awful. As Mickey crucially DNFs out of Ascari, another person who was in the fight for pole, has crashed out of qualifying. And then there's an AlphaTauri spun around at Parabolica, losing his wing. Imanoob picks up traffic, nearly blocks Imanoob, and he goes P3. I think he did incur some traffic.
Oh no, 100%. He did a 53-0 in the middle sector. That would have been at least a 19-8 or a 7. But yeah, that traffic didn't go well for him there. I was also going to say, on your point about battery burning, Monza actually typically burns less battery because you have heavier braking zones and it's more high speed. So you're braking more, so you're gaining that battery back more naturally. Not like a track like Singapore. You'd expect at a track like Singapore, like, oh yeah, low speed, less straights, you burn your battery less. Well, no, because the braking zones are so short that you're not ever really carrying enough speed to be able to gain that battery back as much as you're burning. So I think Noob, yeah, he's 2 seconds down. So Noob's done that. He'll do another lap. He'll go fast, probably. We have Pro Gamer's just on a 21-8. And is that? We have Fire Strike who's just on one. He's on a 22-2. And we have
Harold Dinho is going through Parabolica now on his run to the line. Oh my god, he's nearly done Charles Leclerc in 2020 Monza.
Yo.
And that'll cost him some lap time.
He's on a 22-2.
Yeah, so that would have lost him just a little bit of lap time. As Pro Gamer seemingly charging the battery to go for another one, but other than that, everybody else is in the pits or on an out lap or in lap. But we'll go to Phoenix, who's gonna start a lap soon enough. He's about to enter Ascari. And
who's that? So that's Fast Strike.
And I'll let you take it.
Yeah, okay, you know what, I'll do the lap with Phoenix again. Okay, sure. Red Bull, he's P15, he's got 10 minutes left. Should be enough to do a lap. And then if he bins it, he can do it. And then he can redo it and do it again. He's got that Haas in his way, though. I don't know if that Haas is going to be moving, but I believe... Yeah, okay. Okay, here we go. Parabolica. Carry as much speed as you can. You're going to head down the main straight. Nearly went over the white line there. Head all the way down the main straight. We'll see what top speed he gets to. He's going to approach maybe at 345, 346. Brakes just before the 100-meter board. Down to second gear. Rotates kind of nicely. Hits both the apexes and is flat on the throttle. He's now going to go all the way down through Curva Grande. You want to hug a nice tight line here, because going out wide to try and carry speed doesn't really work too much. He hugs it tight. See where he brakes back now, just on the 100-meter board. He's on 26.7, I believe, for the first sector. He missed that second apex of that chicane, though. That's not going to exactly go well. That's going to cost him a lot of lap time. Used decent amount of track at Lesmo 1. Clean lines, just a bit. Just not exactly on that limit. But we'll see what he does in this middle sector. Should ideally be in the 53. He's on 53.5. I suggest he'd probably go maybe top 3 here. Oh, no, he's gone a bit wide. He's still going to carry on with the lap. Now coming all the way down to the Parabolica again. You'll see what he downshifts to here. Probably about the 5th gear, I'd suggest. 5th gear. And now you want to hug it all the way tight on the inside because you want to save all that lap time. But he doesn't. He goes out a bit wider. Let's see what it is coming to the line. It's 21.2. He lost a lot of time in that last sector. I reckon he could have done a 20.3 there.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely not his ideal lap, I can imagine, as I'll go to Zonix, who's beginning a lap in the Haas. The long run down to turn 1, hitting about 350, braking at 100 meters. Turn in gear 2, TC uses run through there, and he picks up the throttle very, very quickly, and then flat out all the way through Curva Grande, hug that inside curve to gain the most lap time possible, but he actually runs out wide and will brake just at the 100-meter board. You can brake a little bit after, but he brakes at it, hits the first curve, takes the second one, doesn't use all of the track there. You can definitely cut a lot more, but I think that's something we'll see later in Tier 1. First Lesmo, he doesn't use all of the track, didn't carry a lot of speed. Second Lesmo, same once again. He seems a little bit oversteery on those exits, but he's not correcting. He's just letting it take the car off in its own direction. He'd be lucky not to spin on another run, but braking at about 80 meters. 6th gear, he runs out wide. That's an invalid lap as DX Mond. Surprisingly, actually, sets, provisional pole with a 20.1. It will be beaten later on, I imagine, but yeah, still a solid lap time as Frosty beginning a lap in the Red Bull, and
no, he's finishing it, I believe. Wait, no. Oh,
no,
what?
he's beginning one. He just
oh
forgot
no,
to
he
turn off his
invalidated.
battery.
No, I was riding with him. Yeah.
Oh, and he ran wide at turn 1. That is already a massive cost of lap time. He'll probably back out of this one. No, he doesn't. But through Curva Grande, he's already at 30% battery, so he could have a struggling time here. He didn't have a great race in our partners OPSL Tier 2 last night in Singapore, their final round. But he'll be hoping to have a better league race today here in ORL for Monza. And running through the first Lesmo, using all of the track at his disposal. No, he backs out of it. So I'll go to Beast, who is entering...
Noob, wouldn't Noob be on a lap? Yes, he is. Noob is on a lap.
Then I'll
go
26-0
first sector.
And he
That's
uses
incredible.
all the track, but no, he nearly spins it. He's off the track. He ran wide there, and that's ruined his lap. He used so much curb on the entry, but that second curb was not nice to him. I imagine he got a bit used to PC curb usage there, because he tried to use all of it like you can do on PC. On PlayStation, you don't really get away with that.
Well, I generally find that I can't take that apex, that curb, that second one at all, because then it just throws the car off like it did for Noob. Because Monza, typically, I think esports drivers typically, they love the circuit, but they don't like that chicane particularly, because the curbs sometimes will work with you and then against you.
Yeah, so, for sure, is now Vipermon on a lap. First Lesmo, chucking it in, gear 5, back on the throttle as early as you'd like. You use all of the curb, braking about 40 meters, hits the apex. It gets a little bit squirmy there, but doesn't correct it. He feels like the car will still hold with him. Up to 8th gear now with DRS open into Ascari. And then you just flick the steering wheel left. Now DRS closes left, right, and then back to the left. The car, you have to trust it
he's backed out of that.
So much. And
oh, wait, no, wait, I'm looking at the wrong person.
Yeah. And Vipermon running through Parabolica, 50 meters, turn in, and trust the car, glues it, and then hold it to the right for the shortest lap time possible. And what lap time is he going to set? He sets provisional pole by 32 milliseconds. So, fine cuttings here in Monza.
Vipermon could easily... I reckon Vipermon just crack into the 19s if he hooked that Parabolica exit, because that actually saves you quite a lot of time. Some people will go, oh yeah, but washing wide will carry you more speed. However, though, in F1, there are some scenarios where hugging it tight will do you much more. And Vipermon's up again, 2.5 tenths.
Yeah, so he doesn't have...
seen this.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of battery, but he seems to still be flying on.
No,
he won't. Yeah, he won't finish it
now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know who does have the pressure on him? Noob, because he's done 2 laps now where it's gone horribly wrong for him.
Yeah, so he's clearly finding it tricky as he actually is in the pit right now. And who's on a lap?
There's 4.5 minutes left. I'd suggest you probably want to get out in maybe the next 1-2 minutes. 1.5 minutes probably. You got to factor in traffic, because that's what killed his first lap.
Yeah, so actually Pro Gamer beginning to start his lap now. I'll let you take it away.
Pro Gamer, okay. Alright. Pro Gamer. Coming all the way down to... Oh, Vipermon's got fastest again. Alrighty. Well, we're going to go on Pro Gamer anyway. Down the main straight. See what top speed he hits. Because some drivers like to run a bit of downforce here. Div 2, so some people like to take that gamble. 343 Ks only. So I suggest Pro Gamer's probably got a few wings on that car. But, anyway, he took the nice chicane nicely. A little bit squiggly on the exit, but it's all good. Around Curva Grande now. Let's see. Does he hug it tight, or does he go wide? He goes about in the middle. Oh, no, he's got traffic. And he's a 10th down. How does he take this second? Oh! And that is not how you want to be taking that. Phoenix is on a lap. Let's see what he does on the first sector. Oh, Phoenix. Nah, 2 and a bit tenths down. I wouldn't suggest he would go much further. Oh, Phoenix. Bloody, these drivers love that second sausage curb. I thought that really stopped becoming a thing.
Yeah.
But, oh.
Fire Strike in the Haas on a lap now, heading through Lesmo 1. Uses quite a lot of the track there, and you don't want to hook the car on that outside curb. It does have a tendency to spin it, especially on the second Lesmo, opening up the DRS in the Haas. And I will actually leave it quiet. I'll let you just watch and enjoy the lap. And he didn't improve. So...
He didn't. I was quite surprised by that, actually.
Yeah, unfortunate
Let's
there.
have a look. Oh, not Kaiser's up on his time. He's going through Lesmo 1 currently. He's up.
Yeah, Kizzy, another fast driver here in Div 2. He's been contending for some very nice positions in Div 2. Not quite challenging for the wins, but he's been challenging for top 3s pretty consistently.
And there is
it's a yellow flag. It's Pro
someone
Gamer.
that is spun. It's Pro Gamer.
And, oh, Kizzy runs wide. That'll ruin his lap there.
Oh!
He was on a solid lap. That would have lost him like 4 tenths, though. But we'll see if he still improves to the line.
No,
he
he's
backs
back out
out.
of it.
He might go
Is he
again.
going to
He
do
does
the
have
ERS bug?
60%
That's what
battery.
I'm thinking. Is he going to do that? Or is he just going to... No, alrighty, he's just going to go. Alright. Oh.
When you say ERS bug, do you mean holding the throttle and brake at the same time?
No. Do you know... Okay, you know what? So basically the glitch is where you go about what? You got to send... I think it's like, you hold the brake, you go a certain speed, and you put some throttle on it. I think, and it just gains you some... It just gains you some battery back, like a bit quicker, I think.
What I said is, there we go,
DX1,
finally
19.9.
breaking the 19s barrier, as I'll still watch along with Kizzy here. He
Yeah, we will.
should hopefully fly along here in the AlphaTauri, braking hard, uses the curb, doesn't touch the second one all that much, but that's what you want, especially after all these drivers getting caught out by that chicane. First Lesmo carries the speed, second Lesmo braking, fifth gear, tap the inside curb, and then pick up the throttle.
Oh, and that's an Alpine.
Pro Gamer again having an absolute shocker here towards the end of qualifying.
That could very well very well affect Kizzy's lap, because he's going up to a Ascari now, and the Alpine is still there. See what he does. He took a Ascari nicely, though.
Yeah, Pro Gamer
is that
Alpine
going to
He's
affect
sticking
him?
to the right, and actually Kizzy's picked up a slipstream from him.
That was
Kizzy picked up a slipstream into Parabolica. Trust the downforce, just literally.
He's got just enough
cut it
battery.
tight to the
He's
line.
He's lose
finally
time,
cutting it tight. And this is the end of qualifying, so the last runs will happen now. He goes P5.
He does improve, but it's on stays P5.
Yeah, as now I'm going to head to Imanoob on what will probably be potentially the pole lap now. 70% battery, hard braking, 80 meters. Turn into the left, he hits the curb, doesn't take the second one, he wants to hold it together, he goes purple in sector 1 already, and then Lesmo 1, look at how he's just flicking the steering wheel, the car staying with him, and then down to 5th, he misses the apex a little bit, but he uses all of the track on the exit to get a better exit and make up for his missed apex, as running into a Ascari car slow. Sparks goes P2. And Imanoob, the traffic in front of him gets out of the way. He's just absolutely sending it, but he gets hooked off the curb and it sends him out a little bit deep. He doesn't take the exact line. He's using all of the track he possibly can. As Parabolica now, he'll cut it tight to the line. He's running as low of fuel as he possibly can. You can see the light flashing on the telemetry. And to the line. Will it be provisional pole? Yes, it will be. It's a 19.6. As now wipe him onto the line.
Wipe him onto the line.
He does a 19.9 P2 by 2 milliseconds. Look at the
gap between P5 and DX1.
Whew. What an absolute shocking end to qualifying there. Fine margins with the P2 to P6. They're all very close together, so that'll be an interesting fight for the race. But I'm a noob picking up pole. Vipermon has a 5th place grid penalty, and so does Kizzy.
So does Kizzy. So that's going to be a front row for DXmon, and they'll push Sparky up to P3. Wow. So that was interesting. I've got to be honest. I think that pole time could have been shrunken down a little bit more if he had hooked it to the right, I reckon, on the exit of Parabolica. But I think what it came down to was I'm a noob just kind of knew how to take the corner and use all the track.
Yeah, obviously he lost probably about a 10th. I can predict at Ascari when he didn't. The curb didn't hook him on, and
yeah, that is
pushed
true.
him out a little bit wide. He had to lift off a little bit. That would have lost him about a 10th, but still, that'd be challenging Div 1 pole time later today, hence why he'll probably be moved up to Div 1 reserve after Monza. But
Yeah,
we'll have to watch along for this race as we go to formation lap. I'm actually going to leave you to it because I need to go grab a drink of water.
Alright. As you can see, the pit crew AI standing in the pit boxes. It's a very interesting sight to see. I'd say that. I also think Noob's pole lap probably just kind of came down to a bit of a nerve and adrenaline in the last one because he struggled on his previous ones. But pole position by 3 and a bit tenths, I think Noob has got a very good chance in winning this Grand Prix. I also think Zonix will probably be happy with that as well. I believe he's starting P5. Oh, he's P4. And is it formation lap? Yes, it is. Okay. So, Noob leads the way. Now, Kizzy and Viper on P6. Kizzy's in P10. So, I don't think those two will be happy, and that's not... Oh, and there's... Oh, God. There's collisions everywhere. Oh, God. What on earth is happening? What on earth? Everyone's just crashed into each other. Oh, I've got absolutely no clue what has happened on that. What? Well, there are going to be a lot of people running cold tires on this start then. Mickey, P18. Lost the first challenge for him.
I just came back. What happened?
Everyone on the main straight just crashed into each other. I have got no clue what happened.
Yeah, I'm looking in Div 2 chat and
Okay. Yo, I can't see it obviously, so tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. What's happening?
Nobody really knows. Somebody brake tested apparently, from what I can gather.
Oh, so what happened? I think what happened, Vipermon was behind Frosty, and then I think Vipermon tried to avoid him or something, and then he went to the wall, but then there was still a collision, so then everyone got scared by Vipermon on the wall, so then they braked, and then that caused everyone else to go into the back of them. I wouldn't exactly know for sure, but that's exactly... Oh, and there's a Red Bull spun. Is that Frosty? Yeah, and Frosty's been reset. Mickey with his extreme tire warming. Actually, let's get a quick tire check before we start this. Everyone is on mediums except for Frogman. Alrighty, Frogman, you've got pressure on you to win then.
And it looks like we're coming to 5 red lights here for the Italian Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go. Imanoob gets a pretty slow start there. DXmon potentially going to get alongside him into turn 1. Yeah, they're 2 wide heading into turn 1. Zonix nearly has a little look to go 3 wide. I'm getting the worst camera angles known to man as DXmon gives him the Max Verstappen shove. Imanoob off the track gets a 3-second for getting pushed off. He keeps the position after being pushed off. I imagine he'll be able to get that removed later down the line after the race, so I wouldn't worry about that. But DXmon has the lead, and Imanoob not quite close enough to go for a move. Other cars looking too wide at the back there. XX Beast goes up the inside of the AlphaTauri. They make contact and they spin, collects the other Ferrari. There's a big pile up at the back there. Couple of lost front wings. Haroldinho gets a penalty for collision. And the Haas has been spun 5 strikes out at the Lesmos. What a chaotic start. I wouldn't be surprised if that is a safety car deployed. There's a lot of cars stranded on track and a lot of debris, a lot of drivers with damage. Unfortunate beginnings to this race, but only 1 DNF, so we'll move on. DXmon still holding the lead, but Imanoob hunting him down. We'll probably go for a move into turn 1. So Imanoob gets a good exit now and might deploy just a little bit of battery to get past DX1. Yeah, he is. He's gaining, using the slipstream. Pulls to the left-hand side instead of the inside. That's an interesting move at Monza. And he's now going to try look right around the outside. Obviously, the outside turns into the inside, but the inside's so powerful to cut off that outside. And now Zonix is right up Imanoob's rear wing and sniffing up his exhaust. And Toto, thoughts on lap 1?
Yeah, I was gonna say, that was very interesting. DX1, obviously, turn 1, he went way too deep under the brakes. I think Noob 100% should get that penalty removed, because he kind of had nowhere to go. But crucially, Zonix is in P3, but what also is interesting is Frosty has got wing damage in P4. So he is going to be holding up quite a few cars, I can imagine, in the next few laps. And I've just noticed Noob has dropped back a whole second. He must have made a mistake, because he was just only on his rear wing.
Yeah, so he's already gained 2/10 through a sky race. Ooh, Zonix runs wide there. That is the recipe to spinning out of a sky race. So it'll be unlucky if he does that again and it doesn't quite go his way. Is there any other close fights going out on track? Yeah, XX Beast very close to the back of the Alpines, but he's just lifted off. He's lifting and coasting. So, potentially running low fuel, but he also does have damage, but lifting off down a straight is still confusing.
There you go.
So...
We're going down to turn 1. Yeah, oh, and that's a bit of contact. That could be a bit of damage to that front wing. I don't think that's probably going to be how he's going to want to do that. And now the AlphaTauri, Kizzy's going to want to get a bit of this. Oh no, Kizzy's got wing damage as well. That's not going to be good, but they're still going to drain the batteries. All the way down the chicane. He's going to go on the grass. No, he's not. He's going to now cut back for the chicane. Oh no, he's completely stuffed that up. He's run a bit wide. He's now Frosty. Is now thinking of going down the inside of Viperon. Thinks better of it though, because going down at Lesmo 1 is not the place where you do it. Imanoob has got DRS and he's using that battery. He's going to try and go on the outside of the scurry. I don't think it's going to work unless he gets it done before the corner. Yes, he does. Beautiful. Back on the main straight and repass him. Over to you, Lindsay.
Yeah, so Imanoob gets the move done. Also, meanwhile, Beast did get the move done on Noah with a little bit of argy-bargy. But the gap is very, very close, so DXmon might be able to go for a move, but Imanoob seems to have much superior straight line speed, so maybe DXmon running just a little bit of downforce, but the DRS is enabled, so anything is possible when it comes to the art of straight line speed with DRS at Monza. And Kizzy looks up the inside of Frosty there. Doesn't quite get the move done, but Kizzy does have no end plate on the left-hand side, but I imagine he decided not to box, and it was actually probably from lap 1.
Well, I'd say it's probably an even-Steven fight, because neither does Frosty. They both are missing the exact same end plate. So if one's got understeer in the left-hand corners, and so does the other one.
Oh
or vice
no!
versa.
Kizzy's rear-ended him and lost his front wing.
I think he could very well shape up and... How has he done that? What? How has he hit the back of him and his wings come off and he hasn't gone spinning? What?
So, that is...
And... Oh dear. Kizzy, that is not the way to do it, mate. Do you not want to do that?
Oh no, the Mercedes spun Mr. Morrow's round out of the scar. He resets the track and oh my god, he nearly takes out Pro Gamer. That is why we have a rule against resetting the track. No, if that gets reported, that is definitely a penalty coming his way. As now Noah going up the inside, doesn't quite get the move done, and actually runs wide at Parabolica, doesn't quite spin, and won't have a good slingshot to get the move done on the Mercedes. So we'll have to see when it comes down to straight line speed with the DRS how it's going to go. Noah gaining and gaining and gaining, but it's not going to be quite enough. As back to Vitamon and Sparks there, they're only separated by 5/10, so I'll keep on board with this fight, as this is the fight for P3 there, as Zonic's just up the road.
Oh, God, and I'm gonna say Kaiser's race, Kizzy's race has just gotten even worse. He's now got a 5-second time penalty.
Yeah, so
Just speeding in the pit lane.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
Oh,
there. And
and I'm a noob. Has just gotten another track limit penalty.
Yeah.
So that is not going to do good. I just had to invite Nicky back from Mexico film. He's DC'd, so that's a bit unfortunate. Anyway, let you take away. Out of the leaders, he's gonna go. Oh, Sonic's defensive maneuver. Oh, that was a bit dangerous, but it would let it slide. Sparky.
Zonix looks up the inside there. Trying to look up to P4 there. Sorry for Toto's mic. I just DM'd him about it. Hopefully he can get that sorted out. But Frogman side by side with Pro Gamer through Curva Grande. Who's going to break the latest there as they go side by side? Frogman gets it done before the braking zone. So impressive move there, especially considering he has no right end plate on that Alfa Romeo. Pro Gamer close behind still though, so he might be able to have a little look back, but it doesn't look like he quite has the pace to back it, as Zonix super close to the back of the two Williams. So this could turn into an interesting fight. The DRS potentially will get him up towards Vipermon just a little bit more, but I think a team game might be played there as Zonix runs wide. That'll give him a better slingshot, but will also give him a track limits warning.
Is my mic good now?
Yeah, obviously I won't know if you're a bit behind still like you were before. You were kind of commentating things about a second late, but it sounds alright for the moment. I'll just cut you off if you're lagging again.
Yeah, okay. I'll just do half a lap just to make sure that all systems. Okay, so DX Mond, 6 tenths behind. I'm a noob. I think for now he's just going to sit behind and try and play the ERS management game. However, though, I will say he's only 57% of his battery. Noob has got 92. So, if it ever comes to the situation where DX1's probably used that battery to get ahead for the lead, I've got no doubt Noob will have all the resources to be able to do it. Well, at the moment he will, because it's just I just don't think DX1's really got the straight line speed and doesn't have the resource advantage to be able to do that.
Yeah, so that lead fight is definitely interesting, though, as Imanoop has a penalty. I think Imanoop doesn't have the greatest race pace compared to his quali pace, so DX1's able to stick with him. But I think the fight I'm more interested in, because of the penalties between 1 and 2, is actually the fight for P3. Those Williamses went side by side earlier, and I didn't commentate it just because you just fixed your mic, but they're still fighting locked in to battle here. And it's been a very interesting watch as Vipermon opening up the DRS, gaining on Sparks. They both have very similar battery levels. Obviously, they're probably in a call together. They do tend to call when they're racing. And he's so close, so into Curva Grande, potentially the slipstream might get Vipermon alongside, but we've known this from Vipermon since round 1. He plays a very slow-paced attack when it comes to league racing here in ORL. He tends to take his time, just doesn't force a move and make sure he doesn't get into an incident, and I can imagine so will be with the fight for it with his teammate, as they are pretty good friends.
Yeah, well, team orders could very well be a thing, but I've got to say that if they're going to do it, they're going to do it soon because they're now 5.3 seconds behind DXmon. That is not very good because it was only 3.7 a few laps ago. And with those track limit penalties of Noob, at this rate, it's not going to really affect getting 2 Williams on the podium.
Yeah, so double Williams podium could be absolutely huge for their constructors fight. We'll have to see what they can do. I can imagine there's going to be a safety car. As I was saying that, the Mercedes goes off at Ascari, and it is a safety car. I've accidentally called it there, and that is massive.
Alrighty, well, that is going to be very interesting tale. Who pits, who doesn't pit? All the medium runners, I would suggest that it is 100% prime time to pit for the hard to go to the end.
Yeah, for sure, only 17 laps, so...
Because technically, the hards can actually do the whole race. Like, lap 0 to the end of lap 27. The hards actually can do that. Because the tyre wear around Monza is so low. Like,
yeah,
it's actually incredible.
It's just because it's only just a couple of hard braking zones, as I need to invite Pro Game back. As, I don't know if you caught it, but, Noob, as I went into the pause menu, did a very nice drift out of the second chicane. Would have been unfortunate if he spun, but I will imagine a lot of drivers will come into the pit lane as he picks up a 3-second again under safety car.
Oh! Those are the worst penalties to get. That is not good. I'm going to say it right now. Now Noob is going to absolutely despise the safety car. Because let's say there's a safety car last 4 laps, he's done. Like, he's absolutely done at that point.
Well, he's only on 6 seconds, because I imagine he'll get that first one removed, but... yeah, it'll be interesting as, everybody coming into the pits. The Williams double stacking.
Well, actually, that's smart by Viper1. He's left a gap without doing what Valtteri Bottas did in Saudi 2021, which is kind of against the rules, but he's tried to let a gap to limit the double stack, and he should still get out, maybe ahead of the Haas. It's gonna be no, he doesn't. Oh, he's repairing a front wing. Oh, okay. Alrighty then. Well, unfortunately, that has not worked out for Viper1, but he will only come out P5. He's only lost 1 spot because I doubt Frosty will get to the end of the straight before Viper1 can exit, and he's already out of pit, so he's completely clear. X-Beast on the softs. What on earth? Well, I'm assuming X-Beast is probably going to want to pit because I don't think softs are really the go at any track. Softs don't really work. I don't want me to prove that in F1 Sports, obviously. Or was that Barry? I'm not too sure.
Yeah, so you might did go a little bit muffly there, Toto. But I'll just look at the tyres everyone moved to. I keep accidentally turning off the HUD. Tyres. So, Beast is on 3-lap-old softs. And then the top 4 are all on hards. Vipermon is on mediums, so maybe predicting another safety car. Or did he start on hards? I forget. Mr.
I can check that.
1-lap-old hards. Dead Heat on 8-lap-old mediums. I would have suggested he should have pitted, but he hasn't. Kizzy's still on those 5-lap-old hards from when he pitted earlier and got the 5-second. I would have also pitted again just to remove the 5-second off my name cars, Kizzy. And then Noah on 1-lap-old hards. Frogman on 1-lap-old mediums. Pro Gamer on 1-lap-old hards. XX Beast on 3-lap-old softs, I already said that. Milan on 1-lap-old hards. Phoenix on 8-lap-old mediums. And then the other 2 on 1-lap-old hards and mediums.
Who was it you were asking about with the tyres? Sorry to interrupt, just so Vipermon. No, he started on mediums. He's gone for mediums again. Interesting strategy.
So either he's definitely predicting another safety car, or he's going for a 2-stop.
Yeah, but what's just caught my eye is Beast is on the soft. I'm not too sure what his strategy plan is. If he's going to try and make those stops go a bit longer and then go mediums to the end, but I'd say probably hards would be a good choice for him right now. But oh well, see how it plays out. And I also 100%. Sorry to interrupt you, but I was gonna quickly agree with you on the fact that you said about Kizzy. 100% you should have fitted to get that 5-second removed. It will pay dividends at the end of the race.
Yeah, especially if there's a late safety car. I mean, it's absolutely crucial if that comes into play later, but we'll have to see, of course. Sorry, I just need to quickly do something. You might not be able to see the screen for a brief moment in time.
Well, it's only safety car, so I doubt that they're going to fuss too much about it.
Yeah, I know. I just need to do a little adjustment to the HUD because it's actually on the stream. It's actually overlapping with some of the F1 game HUD, so you can't see some things, that's all. Okay, that should do the trick.
Do you want to hear a good joke? Not one on the safety car. Do you want to hear a really good joke?
Yeah.
So we found out yesterday in our OPSL Tier 2 why Red Bull went over the cost cap. It's because Clappy has made Red Bull spend so much money on replacing his front wings because he breaks so many.
I can imagine Aston also went over the cost cap, and that also happens to be the same team that Clappy's racing for in ORL, so honestly, it doesn't surprise me.
Oh god, alright, safety car restart, and he's gone. Alright, Noob has gone. Go, 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 go. Down the straight. Who's going to burn the battery? Absolutely everyone. Beautiful. Oh, that's a Red Bull going very, very wide. All the way to the right-hand side.
Sorry to cut you off, but the Alpha Tauris do a switch, and Kizzy nearly takes out Zonix there. Very close to his rear end, but he goes for the double switchback. ERS on. He's side by side with Zonix. Through Curva Grande they go. Will it be a good little move there? No, Kizzy does actually settle right around the outside. Look at the speed. He's gonna go up the inside on Frosty. Oh. Hey, Frosty and Zonix must be running some wings and a half because Kizzy has just flown up alongside them, but doesn't quite get the move done. Dead heat, very close to the back of Zonix here. The Alpha Tauri's on an absolute charge, but Rapid Mickey now. Also, he had issues on lap 1 and lost his wing, so this brings him back into the race too, if you think about it.
Yeah, that is very true. I just realised as well. So I was going to say in the comment, Zonix was not using battery around Curva Grande, and Kizzy was. That probably explains why the straight line's be a difference. He's gone pretty wide there. But what else is crucial? I'm a Noob has a dream outlap. First lap after the safety car. 1.1 seconds already. He's clear of DRS. That's crucial. Yeah. Crucial. Oh, that's oh, never mind. It's just battling.
Yeah, so Frogman gets a move done. I'm a Noob sets fast slap on a restart. So he'll probably improve again. As look at this, they're nearly going 4 wide down the back straight there. They might go 3 wide. It is nearly 3 wide between Beast, Rapid Mickey, and Noah. But there wasn't any moves made out of all of that. But the Alpine and the McLaren are going side by side there. Phoenix actually about to get involved too. So this could be a 3-way fight through the second chicane. Will Beast turn on the battery? No, he's already nearly out of battery. He's already used it enough, and he's going to go down the inside. Oh no, what a dive bomb made there. They're still side by side, and they make contact. That brings the Alpine around, and he's collected Phoenix. Phoenix doesn't pick up damage, luckily, but that's costly for lap time loss, and that brings Haroldinho up into P12. Haroldinho's had a poor form recently. Ever since, I think, Bahrain, he's not had any good races. Vipermon's super close to P2 now. He's attacking DXmon, so I'll continue to watch this, but Vipermon gets a snap of oversteer out of Ascari. Nearly loses it. Frogman picks up another 3 seconds. But this should be a very, very close fight if Vipermon cannot make another mistake like he just did and close back up again.
Yeah, I was just going to make Frogman's day is not going very well. He's got damage to his front wing as well as 11 seconds of time penalties. It is not his day. I'm a Noob has absolutely stomped DXmon on this restart. He is flying. Here goes Vipermon down to turn 1. Is he going to go for the outside? No, he's not. He's going to sit back on the medium tire. He kind of has to get the move on here. He has to pass him. Phoenix with that 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Not what he wants. Now, Vipermon, he's too far back. Fuck, he will just remain in close. I doubt he'll do anything about that.
Yeah, as actually, I'm pretty sure I saw some cars going side by side here at the back. It's Frosty and Kizzy
jeez.
side by side into the second chicane. Frosty closes the door and nearly spins out
Ooh.
Kizzy.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be very happy about that. But crucially, look at his battery. He's 16%. He's now got no resources to use.
Yeah, so that is actually very important. There's a couple of drivers getting snaps of oversteer. Mickey picks up a 3-second. That'll be poor for his charge back through the field. He's only sitting P10 at the moment. He'll want to get an even bigger move on. There's only, 13 laps to go left in this race, and he's only P10. Obviously, it's still quite a bit of time, but it's not it's a fast lap here at Monza, so he will need to get a shuffle on. But Kizzy very close to the back of Frosty once more. Through Parabolica, he gets a pretty poor run, but so does Frosty, both leaving a lot to be desired there through Parabolica. Maybe not the greatest at that corner, but Kizzy's battery 4%, 3%, 2% now, but he's still going to go for the move. He's going to look right around the outside on Frosty. He's ahead going into the braking zone, but Frosty has the inside. They touch. They make contact. That barges Frosty off the track, but then again, it was pretty much Frosty's fault. He didn't leave any space. Frogman off at the back there, and now Dead Heat side by side with Frosty. That's massive contact. He nearly spins him off into the grass. Dead Heat's going to play smarter. Back out, and now Frosty's going to look up the inside. There's an Alpine slow. It's a lapped car getting out of the way. It's Pro Gamer. And oh my, what an absolute carnage fest going on right now. As Dead Heat getting overtaken by Zonix through the first Lesmo. Dead Heat getting left out to dry. Massive fight here for the back markers. This is bringing Mickey all ever closer to this fight. This is a fight all the way to P5. So this could be huge for Mickey as he's actually gaining, and he's going to go down the inside of Ascari on Dead Heat. This would be a move of the week, I reckon. Overtake of the week potentially there. That was a great move through Ascari, but the switchback has nearly been made by Dead Heat. But Mickey seems to have some faster straight line speed and just a little bit more battery. As now off the inside of Parabolica is Mickey. Mickey's going to go up the inside of Zonix. He's on a charge here. Another move that could be put in for overtake of the week. He gets it done. And now he's gaining on Kizzy.
I was going to say, Vipermon down up into P2. Good move around the outside. He's now going to go and charge on for Noob. He's got 4.3 seconds to do.
Well, the two guys make contact. Mickey nearly gets involved. Frosty spun round. Frogman has to go off at turn 1. Once again, picks up a 3-second for it. Mickey up into P6 and side by side for P5.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. Can you explain to me what happened there?
Kizzy went up the inside of Frosty going into turn 1. They made contact and he got spun around.
Oh, well, Kizzy's just gone off there. He's got 5 seconds of time. Sorry, 8 seconds. That is not good. Kizzy not having the greatest race. But have a go, Mickey. P18 to P5. Respect it completely.
Yeah, just as I was saying, he's only P10. He has to get a shuffle on. And then I said he was getting close to that pack. He could get all the way up to P5, and he's already done it. So the moves being made absolutely diabolical. And Sonics talking about diabolical moves going right around the outside of Ascari. And that was very, very close to carnage ensuing. As I'm going to move back to Frogman, potentially. Yeah, I'm a noob sets on 1 minute 21.9. He's flying out on track. Vipermon has no chance of catching him, I think. 10 laps left to go in this Grand Prix. As there's yellow flag in sector 3, it's Pro Gamer. It's Pro Gamer and Kizzy. It's a safety car deployed.
Oh no, this is exactly what I said Noob is not going to like. The Noob will probably not be happy with this right now. He had a comfortable gap, and he was building that out. I reckon he could have gone that 9-second gap. Now at the safety car, he's kind of not in a good position.
He didn't need a 9-second gap anyway, because he will be able to get that 3 seconds from turn 1 removed. He already had the gap he needed to hold P1 after he got that penalty removed.
Yeah, true, actually. But jeez, Frogman, sorry to cut you off, but just Frogman, 14 seconds of penalties. That's absurd. That's so many.
I think Vipermon's been screwed here. Actually, no, okay, I thought they caught the safety car. No, they didn't. Vipermon's strategy will now play in because he'll be able to box for the hards and have much fresher hards than anyone else on the track after he pitted for those mediums for the second time. He needs to meet Parc Ferme tyre regulations, so he does need to pit for those hards or the softs, but the softs won't make it just yet.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it right now. I think Vipamon thought it was smart to go into mediums after that safety car. I'm gonna be honest, that was the wrong move because now he's gonna have to pit. He's got no mediums left. He's only got used ones, and used ones won't really do you much good. He's gonna have to pit for hards, and new hards
Oh,
are
he
gotta be.
sped.
Oh god, Vipamon. The new hards are honestly not the greatest. Used ones are generally quite good because they've already gone through some of that wear and they kind of build up that grip. Well,
Oh, and the Williams are double stacking again.
yeah, Williams are fast, but strategy, I just don't think they really
I
like that.
also need to add that promotes Mickey to P3. As
Oh,
Eminem's out!
no. Wait, what?
Yeah, he's out.
Wait, what? Has he got? What? Has he gone to the safety
I
car?
think he's gone into the safety car.
I've only ever seen that ever happen once.
I thought it was glitched, so I didn't have a big reaction, but oh my god, Eminem's out!
I'm a noob. The man who was predicted to win this race is out. This completely changes the game. Completely. Mickey is P2.
And gonna fight for the
Zonix
win.
is P3. Zonix is P3. Oh my god.
This could be an absolutely huge day for Haas. Zonix has had good pace all day, and now he's sitting pretty, no penalties, provisional P2, ahead of Frosty, Vipermon, and Sparks.
Oh well.
He has...
Gonna be dramatic. Sorry, cut you off. Sorry. Continue. That's fine.
No, I cut you off, but, obviously he has some defense to do, but, oh my. What has happened? I imagine we'll see a clip of that later down the line. I mean, we'll probably clip it. But I just saw the name grayed out, and I was like, wait, he's DNF'd? And then I thought it was just a glitch. And then because I still saw his car on the minimap, and then I've moved to P2, and he's just passed. He's just, like, DX1's just passed him, and he's just stranded on the side of the track.
Oh god. I've had one mate who did that once in a league race. That was like over a year ago. He didn't realize the safety car was there and impeded straight into the back of it. It was so funny. But I can only assume I'm a noob. Like, he probably either the safety car was too like green and it was like sort of blended into the background because there are a lot of trees and shadows. So he could have thought that he may not have just seen it. And to be fair, it doesn't have the gamer tag of safety car on top of it. So he might have missed it, realized last second, tried to avoid it, and I'm not too sure if he hit the wall trying to avoid it or actually just hit the safety car.
Yeah.
Oh god. This is absolutely brilliant. I said it. Monza just, you can never expect a boring race on Monza. It is absolutely never boring. It's never boring.
Yeah. And I've actually got MX DMing me trying to justify saying he lost. He's not good with no TC yet. So he's trying to keep him in Div 2 probably. I think that's also another factor potentially. The safety cars in this lap. Vipermon becomes the de facto pace setter now, and Mickey hustling him, trying to pulling alongside. You're not actually allowed to do that, but he's going very slow through Ascari. That's pretty dangerous, but it wasn't a sudden slowdown. It was pretty smooth slowdown, so there shouldn't have been any issues with brake testing there as Frosty accidentally goes too slow and Vipermon gets past him. But how will DXmon take this restart? Obviously, P2 has a 3-second, but he is probably faster. We didn't get to see his qualifying pace, and he's slowed down suddenly on the exit. It looked like he was going again. And he's gonna go now. Oh, the overtaken! Oh no, there's carnage at the back! Oh my god, there's like a 6-car pile-up!
Oh my lordy lord, that is why you do not go that fast and then brake at the last second. He should have waited. He should have just cruise controlled all the way until the very last second to eliminate the slipstream.
Vipermon's up into P4. Sparks has been spun round by Mr. Frosty, going into the first chicane there. Mr. Sparks drops out of the points now. 7 laps to go. Everything's kicking off on this restart. Vipermon gaining. For P3, he's going to go down the inside. Will he get the move done? Vipermon still side by side with him. He goes for the switchback. Oh my god, everything kicking off here. Milan in P8.
Deary me!
And Frogman has no wing in P5, dropping down the field. He's holding plenty of drivers up. And oh my.
Oh, dude.
Oh my god, he nearly sideswiped Milan. So they're gonna go side by side into a Ascari. Sorry, we just stopped talking and then started talking at the exact same time.
Yeah.
And Milan gets the move done on Frogman, but yeah, oh my lord. Vipermon did actually finally get to P3, Mickey holding P2, but DXmon actually pulling away, and Zonic's still within 3 seconds of Mickey and 5 seconds of Vipermon, so he's provisional P2, he's doing a great job.
Yeah, he is. I'm also going to say one thing, Mickey's got that gap nicely, 1.8 seconds over Vipermon, he's just inside DRS of DX1, he's going to have to really work to stay in that. If he can stay in that, then that's absolutely good. He's got an ERS advantage, 46%, to 52, and they're both draining it. Actually, the X1's still draining it, and Mickey's sort of got to chill with it. Just chill, Mickey. I'm telling you, if you're watching the stream, just chill. Hit your battery, and you'll win. That's all you need.
Milan's going right around the outside of Frosty into the second chicane, and Milan's shown some. He's had some reformed racecraft this race, and oh my god, that's a legal defense from Frosty for sure. He moved like 4 times. And that's actually caused Milan to go wide. Milan actually very close to a season DSQ after some incidents in earlier rounds, but he seems like he has some reformed racecraft for this race. So, looking good, but Frosty seems to have the exact opposite effect. He was swerving left and right, making sure Milan couldn't get alongside. He moved 3 times, so that could be a penalty if reported, or at least a dangerous driving warning, but here we go. Kizzy so close to P3, gaining, and he actually is P3 because Vipermon has that 5 second, but 6 laps to go in this race, and it's looking ever more likely DX1 will win this one. Frogman's still out with no front wing. He isn't pitting, and he's holding a massive train from P9 downwards all up.
I've got no clue what he could possibly be doing, but you know who's in a box seat right now? Zonix. With all the penalties, he's in a box seat right now.
Beast has gone tries. Beast has done an open lobby.
Oh no. Beast, what on earth have you done, mate?
He didn't mean to, but he has gotten out of the way, but he picked up a lot of penalties from it. Frogman and XX Beast have 17 and 13 seconds worth of time penalties.
Oh,
and Frogman's going side by side with Haroldinho fighting for P8 with no wing.
Oh! DX1!
That's huge.
That is huge. Alright. Mickey, if you're watching this, burn your battery. It's time to win it, bro. Make my prediction correct. Make it correct. I said last to first for Mickey. Surely. I've got to get that prediction correct.
Yeah, we should start F1 Fantasy for ORL. That's actually a good idea. But Vipermon gaining on Mickey too, though. He does have that 5 second, but he could potentially. He only needs to pull 2 seconds. And he's pushing along, and he's gaining on Mickey. DRS is enabled, so he'll open it up.
Not using battery.
Now, and he's gaining, but it's not enough. And Mickey actually just using a little bit of battery. He's on 16%, and DX1's on like 30, so he won't be able to catch DX1 that easily. As
I was going to say...
Zonix, side by side. And, Frosty's off, and he's rejoined into Milan, nearly taking him out. And now Milan, side by side, with Frosty. Milan gets the move done through Curva Grande. And now what were you going to say?
Okay, sorry, yeah, that was my bad, of course, because I just, saw, the incident back there, I think it was. No, sorry. You're saying, Vipermon was gaining. He actually wasn't. I don't think Vipermon must be running downforce, because he used battery, had DRS, but barely gained. So I'm not too sure.
Yeah, so a potentially interesting thing to look out for. He might have to be right up the rear of Mickey, but right now looking unlikely that he will be. But Zonet is still in the box seat for P3. I think he's... Oh no, he's not just within range. He's still within 5 seconds of Vipermon though, just. So he might be able to hold that, but his pace has dropped off just a little bit compared to what we saw earlier.
Oh! Now that's a bit of a snap of OC for Mickey. That Vipermon will fancy the chances. And yes, he's got him.
And he's also only 9/10 back from DXmon. 8/10 back.
Well, Mickey, I would let the battle unfold and pick up the scratch. Probably the smart thing to do.
You're so desperate for your prediction to be right.
Yeah, I know. I want to be correct. Come on, come on. I've got to get something.
And Mickey, with his lower downforce, nearly looked for a move there on Vipermon actually, but didn't quite get it done. I think this is actually the time where Mickey should sit behind and finally get some battery going back on.
Well, no one's got anything. Like, DX1's got 24%, but it's 14 to Vipermon, and Vipermon's got DRS. And now, yeah, DX1's just draining most of that on that straight, yeah, so it's pretty much an even Stevens game now. Mickey can gain the advantage here now with that ERS. Vipermon with the 5 second, he's the one at the disadvantage now. He has to make the move, or else he doesn't really stand really at a podium, actually. Or... Actually, no. He's still get a podium.
Oh, yellow flag, Sector 3. It's Ascari, it's Milan. He's ran wide there. He's dropped some positions, sparks up into P8 in the points after being spun on the safety car restart. So, still a decent points haul, and he might be able to find his way up into P7. So, he has no penalties, actually. So, right now, he's still sitting P5. P6. That is a very solid result, considering he got spun on the restart. That'd be some solid points still.
Absolutely. I think, points is just, like, something that, if you can't get a win for, the points are always good for the constructors. I think, oh, God, and that is not a track limit penalty that you want to be getting on the exit of Turn 2. Oh, dear.
Yeah, so that would have cost him some time, but crucially here, Vipermon only 3.5 tenths back from DXmon. If he gets a good run through Lesmo 2, no he doesn't, he hits the curb and gets oversteer. So I don't think he'll be able to go for a move, but he does have DRS, and I think DXmon potentially also using higher wings, because with the DRS, Vipermon is gaining unlike he did on Mickey, and he's got 1.5 to Mickey already, so if he gets 2 seconds, he's already P2, and if he gets past DXmon now, and I mean literally right now, potentially it's possible to get P1.
What the hell? Mickey's dropped off a lot, and the gap Vipermon to DX1 is 3/10. Okay, giddy up. Here comes the battle for a win. They've both got absolutely nothing left in the tank. That's an average Div 2 battery moment. I thought Clappy wasn't racing this, bro. Seems like this Clappy's everywhere. Just drain the whole battery.
As Vipermon looks right around the outside on DXmon, they're side by side. This will bring Mickey closer, but Vipermon, move done. And now, the chase is on for him. He has to get 2 seconds now. And Haroldinho drops down to P8, Sparks P7, provisional P6 still. DXmon gonna have another look into the second chicane. And Vipermon closes the door, gets the move done, and he has to go now. But now into the first Lesmo. DX1 has the inside, so powerful here, but Vipermon still holds the outside. And the DRS will be powerful enough for DX1 to get through, back through, I predict. And now this is a 4-way fight for the win. Because Kizzy's here too. So
yeah, no, what I said. Mickey actually recovered some sort of battery now. He's got 16%, and the top two are under 8%. So he's got Kizzy. The small. Oh, here we go. Kizzy's gonna go for a move around the outside. Oh no. Now he's going to switch back to the inside, or is he not going to? No, he's not. Okay. Down the straight again. Here we go. Final lap. Oh, God. This is going to be good.
1 lap to take it all. It begins right now. DRS open on DXmon. Obviously, Vipermon has the 5 seconds, so it's actually the fight between the 3 of DXmon, Mickey, and not Kizzy. But DXmon has advantage. He has a Vipermon in between. Mickey and Kizzy, so he just has to pull away and not get attacked, and he'll have the win in the bag, but the fight for P2 is definitely on, but Kizzy's dropped back about 5/10, so this could be an interesting watch if Mickey gets the move done right now, which it doesn't look like he's close enough, so I think as long as DX1 doesn't make a mistake, the beans are going to go to him. And obviously there's after-race penalties potentially, but we don't know what sort of incidents they've potentially been in, as we don't hawk them the entire race. And so, coming into Ascari, let's just make sure he doesn't get a track limits penalty.
Oh, no, I think he's going to go for it. Oh, no, he's not. No, he's going to be smart about it. I was going to say...
He cut the corner. DX1 cut the corner, but he didn't get a penalty for it. Just about.
Oh,
he's probably on two warnings. He's going to not want to run wide, but for the moment, it's looking...
Oh, God, Vipermon, it's going to go for it. Is he going to go for it down the inside?
It's looking good, and through Parabolica, the run to the line. DXMon, he got a snap of oversteer, but to the line, DXmon's going to win the Grand Prix. Vipermon drops down to 4th, Rapid Mickey P2, Kizzy P3, and that'll be Zonix P5, and Mr. Sparks will get P6. Impressive after being spun down to P12. And what a race to witness. We'll run you through your final order in a brief moment, but wow, what a race.
Wow. I've got to be honest, that last lap was honestly so chaotic. I honestly thought that Viper was going to go to that a lot earlier, but I think he just thought the better of it. And no, I've got to give it to him. That was smart to do it on the line. If he had a bit of battery, that would have been absolutely perfect. But I'll hand it to them. But noob DNFing though, that is huge. Wow.
Yeah. So there's your podium sitters.
Were you going to do interviews in here or okay? Who do you want to interview? All of them, or we'll do two and then one?
We'll both do all of them. I'll ask them the initial questions and then. I'll ask if you have any extras.
Yeah, alright.
As I've just asked the top 3 to join into the one of the VCs so I can drag them in. But so your final order, I'll just run you down. DXmon P1 taking the bacon, at least temporarily. Obviously, Steward's reports are probably imminent, but Mickey P2, Kizzy P3, Vipermon P4, Zonix P5, Sparks P6, great recovery, Frosty P7 after some questionable incidents. He probably has some penalties coming his way. Harold Dino picks up points in P8, Milan P9, Phoenix P10, XX Beast P11, and Frogman rounds out your your finishers.
Wow. I've got to be honest, this is why I said it. Monza never fails to amaze. It doesn't. League racing in general, really, I guess. But wow. Well, if you were bored today and this is what you chose to watch for your entertainment, I'd certainly say that you got your money's worth.
Yep. So we've got DXmond in here, but I'm just also getting Kizzy into the comms, and if you could probably DM Vipermon. Because, I mean, not Vipermon, Mickey.
Yeah, I can get Mickey.
So while you get Mickey, I'll go to the winner first of DXmon. Obviously, great drive from you today. Do you think, what are your outlooks on today's race?
It was pretty brilliant, to be honest. I just loved the racing. It's just all that ORL is, I guess. And just a fantastic finish with Vipermon.
Yeah, so were you ever nervous at any point in that? Obviously, it looked like at one point you could have potentially lost out there when Vipermon got that move done, but he had that 5-second time penalty.
I would say, like, from the start of the race, I wasn't expecting to win, with Noob being the quick driver that he is, skilled very. So, I was a little bit nervous when Vipermon was coming after me in the end, but felt pretty comfortable on the last lap. Just trusted myself, I guess.
Yeah, so you just had to keep it together. You would have got a warning there at Ascari. How many warnings did that put you on?
So that was actually a tactical move. So I got I think my third warning when Viperman was chasing me down, which put me equal on penalties with most of the guys. So I could afford 3 more before I got a penalty. So I knew if I took that, might gain me a little bit extra time. So yeah.
So obviously with Noob's DNF, what was your reaction to that?
Obviously really sorry for him. He's a great driver, dominated the race. Just too quick for me. I couldn't keep up. That DRS saved me a little bit. But obviously I was pretty excited because it gave me the lead of the race after I'd chosen to stay out. So I just feel sorry for him a bit as well.
Yeah, so Toto, do you have any extra questions for DXmond?
Yeah, so I was gonna ask, even though he was pulling away from you, did you ever think that yeah, I could stay within the 9 seconds, but that 3-second penalty could get removed, and you tried to sort of push a bit more, or were you still just be conservative about it?
I'd say I was pretty confident that I could, once I could stick with him in the DRS. That safety car kind of ruined it because we had a big buffer, and I was just staying in the DRS of him, I guess, just cruising. But I'd kind of given up. I thought he was going to get the 9 seconds. He's just a phenomenal driver, so I thought he was gone. But I knew that the 3-second one at the start was a possibility of being removed at the start of the race. But yeah.
Yeah, obviously you did shove him off. You got a good run, and then you kind of Max Verstappen pushed him off. So, was your thoughts to do that, or was that not intentional?
No, that wasn't intentional. I got a little tap from behind, I'm pretty sure. And the tires just didn't grip up. I just got a little bit of a tap, got sent on the curb, and I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, I don't know. I couldn't done much more, I don't think.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for your time.
No problem.
I'll move to P2, who I believe was X2 Mickey. Let's hope his mic works this week. Is your mic working, Mickey?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, obviously, P2 there, it looked like he might have been able to snag P1 there at one point. So what were your thoughts going into, like, the fight for P1 there after he got that penalty?
I really didn't think I could win the race because the whole race I didn't feel good with the setup. I had a lot of snaps going into multiple turns, and I didn't think I could get onto the accelerator as fast as I usually can. So I was just trying to stay with him, trying to get the best position to try and catch up in championship. But yeah, it's a good result. I think I did okay.
Yeah, and then obviously in qualifying you had that incident, so you had all the work to do. It was a great recovery, but how did you feel when you were recovering?
Well, at the start of the race, I disconnected, and for a solid 4 laps, I was out of the lobby. So I didn't know. I thought my race was ruined after that, and I was just sitting right at the back. And then my teammate crashed, and that gave me a safety car. And then I was trying to catch up to the cars in front of me, but they were faster than me. And then they started to battle, and then I just found a gap and went for it, and I guess it worked.
Yeah. So, are you happy with that P2?
Yeah, always happy with P2 starting from the back.
Yeah, so obviously you nearly lost out to Kizzy there. Are you just happy that you held on?
Yeah, I actually thought that I was gonna spin and crash in the last turn because multiple times that race I just spun there. Well, not spun, but lost the rear and almost crashed out.
Yeah, okay. Toto, do you have any questions for Mickey?
Okay, well, obviously, the only question I've really got for you is, were you listening to me the whole time while I was ranting on that you were gonna get a laughter first?
Yeah, the whole time I was trying to listen to you and do what you were doing, but then the cars behind me just kept on gaining, so I had to use all that ERS that I was trying to save.
Yeah. Honestly, the only thing that prevented you from winning today was probably ERS, but you had to use it in defense to not lose track position. But congratulations, though. 18 last to P2. That is still very impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Mickey. I'll move to your P3 sitter in the Alpha Tauri, Kizzy. What a race. I mean, you nearly had P2 there at the end. What were your thoughts on your race, and what was an overview of how the events of what happened in your race?
So at the start of the race, I had a good start. I had to avoid some people, so I braked quite early. And I think it was like in the first stint, I was behind Frosty, I think it is. And then he braked quite early into, I forgot what corner. And then I hit him in the rear end, so I had to box because I had red wing damage. And then I was on the hards, had a little stint on it. And then as soon as I pitted, the safety car came out, so I pitted for mediums. I was P10 at that point, and then I was like, oh, I have a chance here to get some good points. And then the crash with dead heat and everything boosted me up like 3 positions. And then I just went on to like overtake some people and tried my best to get Mickey, but he's quite fast, so I struggled a bit. And yeah.
Yeah, so overall, are you very happy with the P3 after obviously getting that 5-second and everything?
Yeah. I am a bit worried though about the quality incident. Because I might get a penalty and that might boost Vipemon up into the podium. And yeah.
Yeah, okay. Do you have any questions, Toto?
So, obviously at the start of the race, you had front wing damage, you had a 5-second time penalty, and you were way down the order. Were you on the verge of just quitting, or did you think, nah, it's Monza, see you two, I can certainly recover this and get back onto the podium?
Yeah. I think I could get good points since like I knew people were gonna crash, and I knew the people ahead of me I could easily overtake or just overtake. And I knew I had some decent pace at least. So I just kept going, and yeah.
Yeah,
Well, certainly impressive. Honestly commend you for you turned your race around completely. Sticking in there is honestly the best way, one of the best ways to go about this game. But Lindsay, any final words for him?
No, I'd like to thank you for your time, and I'm actually going to move on. We've got one extra person here in the comms box, obviously, so heavily involved with the fight for the lead. We have Vipemon here. What were your thoughts with that fight and your 5-second and all of that drama?
Yeah, the 5 second is completely my fault. I was 1k above the speed limit. The quality incident I was a bit annoyed about because I shouldn't have got a 5 place for that, but we'll leave that for the disputes. But I just was caught up in too much there, and I think I just got a bit too heated and wasn't thinking clearly today. That fight with DXman didn't help at the end with the 5 seconds, so yeah. P4's not bad, but maybe hoping for P3.
Yeah, so were you running some higher downforce potentially, because you didn't seem to have much straight line speed?
Yeah, I was running 1-2 because just didn't feel confident around this track. Losing a lot around Scary and stuff, so don't want to risk it.
Yeah, obviously you had a little fight with your teammate. Do you have any like comments on that, or was it just like you had a switch of positions with him that seemed quite sudden with their team play there, or?
Yeah, we were uncool, and I said I probably should get let through because I had the better tire and better pace at that stage.
Yeah, are you upset that obviously your teammate, you were looking for a good run in the constructors there potentially, And then obviously your teammate got taken out on the restart. He managed to get up to, I believe, P6 again, so it's still a decent points haul, but are you a bit maybe frustrated that you couldn't get more for the constructors because you got taken out?
Yeah, I saw what happened. I don't know if it was completely Frosty's fault. He did have a big snap. In my opinion, I'm not, this is just my opinion, but there was nothing Sparks could have done. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not steward, so not
Yeah.
gonna comment too much.
Do you think that maybe potential after race penalties might promote you to a podium?
I'm hoping so. I get caught up in a lot today, more than I usually do. So, we'll see what happens. Hoping for my race, that might happen, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so Toto, do you have any further questions, or?
Yeah, I did have one question. I was questioning the strategy with the double mediums. Was that because you thought there was going to be another safety car, or you wanted to do a two-stop and go for softs at the end?
I picked the wrong tire.
Oh.
That's all I'm gonna
Alright
say.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a bit annoyed about that, but
I can imagine.
oh well.
Move on.
It worked out alright.
To next week at Imola. I believe you'll probably have some very nice pace there. It seems to be your sort of track looking at other rounds with the mix of cars that's there.
Yeah, I like the downforce track, so work well with them.
Yeah, so we'll see you next week, probably on the top step of the podium, because it's to be decided with the council, but I can imagine Harmony will probably be moved up after this one.
Okay, interesting.
So yeah, we'll see you next week, and thanks for your time.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Good luck in Div 1.
Thank you. So obviously, Div 1 in about, what is that, 45 minutes time, so we will, I imagine Melbourne Max commentating that? I don't know who's commentating that.
Yeah, I believe Melbourne Mac does.
Yeah. So we will, they will see you then, and that is all for Div 2 this afternoon, and the Div 1 stream is soon.